when I pull up, I clear the block out. Keep me a shorty, he'll break a jaw, call him knockout.
All right, Edwin, UFC
What's
283.
up?
Hell yeah, dude. UFC 283 in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro.
Hell
So
of a
we
kickoff
had
to the year, man. Hell of a kickoff. It was a great
hell of a
event.
pay-per-view kickoff because we did have last week, or yeah, the last UFC event, which was kind of underwhelming. But UFC 283, I think delivered, had some good fights on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Definitely did. From the prelims through the whole main card, there was not a dull moment.
no, except for the fans. I gotta say, I kind of hated the vibe at the Brazil fans, They
They're a
weren't
very proud
cheering.
people. They're a very proud people.
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure. I know where you're going with right now. But even just like volume wise, they weren't that loud. It was pretty empty in the whole arena until like the main card, which isn't super typical when they go out to different countries.
Especially for like a 4-year layoff from that country.
Right.
You'd
You would
expect
think
them.
that they were excited for it, and it seemed like they didn't, like no one really cared, which is kind of weird. We'll get into the other stuff though, because I know exactly where you're going, and I agree. But let's start off with the main event.
Okay.
Glover Teixeira versus Jamahalhill for the light heavyweight championship, the vacant light heavyweight championship. Um, Jamahalhill is legit, dude. He
He
looks
is solid. His hands, his power, he was good. And even his takedown defense was
his takedown
surprising.
defense. That's what I was gonna
Oh
say.
my God. Like right at the beginning of the fight, rounds 1 and 2, Glover was clearly going for takedowns, but Jamal stuffed them all. And like, I think
Got
what
up.
really, yeah, he got up. He was ready, man. I was surprised. I was like, oh wow. But I think the big difference for sure was Jamahalhill's striking was a big difference, and like the one his strike that was like set the difference was his head kicks.
Yeah, those were a big difference. Those head kicks, he would catch Glover with those. His
He
athleticism
rocked him.
overall,
It
like
showed. It
it
showed.
helped a lot with getting up with the takedown defense. I know he had like some football background, like he played semi-pro or something.
Yeah.
Um, and just the age difference. I mean, well, obviously Glover is older. He's like
Was it like
42.
a 20-year age difference, right? Or
No, a little less, but like still like 10 at least.
10? Let me
Like I think
see.
Jamal Hill is like 30,
Yeah,
31.
you're right. 10-year difference. Let's say 10-year difference. You're right.
But that's still significant. But
Dude,
Jamal Hill looked much better though.
yeah, his hands were better. And dude, speaking of Glover, that guy is tougher than a $2 steak.
Yeah, he's got a dog, dude. He's a dog.
I thought he was, for sure going down after like round 4 or something, but he stayed in it. Somehow it went to the decision. But yeah, at the end, you knew exactly how it was going to go. And, it was scored 50-44 unanimous
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
all
Jamal
around.
Hill was dominant. It's kind of
Yep.
shitty to see. I really wanted Glover to be, the champion in Rio.
Yeah.
I wanted that for a lot of fights. Like I wanted a lot of the older Brazilian people to get their chance there. But
Their last
yeah,
hurrah. But, it doesn't work out that way in this sport too often.
right. And unfortunately, that was the end of Glover too. He decides to retire at the end of the fight, puts his
Yeah.
gloves down in the middle. I think rightfully so too, because
Yeah.
yeah, that just sucks about the sport though. You always see them retire in like the worst way. It's like they got their ass whooped in their last fight and then they retire.
Yeah, it's never happy. Very few people that retire like on top or leave the sport on top unless they're still in their prime. But yeah, those moments are
Khabib St. Pierre.
yeah, or Henry Cejudo, but I guess he's coming back now. But whatever. Very few. You can name more people. Like Chuck Liddell, Rashad Evans, Anderson Silva, Glover, Shogun. It's more on the one side than the other.
Oh yeah, significantly so.
But yeah.
Glover,
So
I
yeah.
thought in the beginning, before the fight started, I thought that he was gonna be like he was my pick, even
Yeah.
though I thought it would be difficult. I thought that Jamal Hill would have the advantage on the feet, but I thought that Glover would weather the storm, be able to take Jamal Hill down and dominate on the ground, and
Yeah.
that wasn't the case.
That wasn't even Jamal did great in championship rounds too. I thought he was gonna dwindle there. Like, oh yeah, he can make it through 3, but 4 and 5, Glover's got the more experience there. But now he weathered, and I mean, even Jamal Hill's he had a really good cut under his eye. It was like swelling, but he stuck in there, man. He poured it on. His uppercuts, his kicks, he was all over him.
Yeah, for sure, and didn't get tired. You're right.
No.
I also thought he was gonna, you know, be significantly slower in the last couple rounds in the championship rounds, but he wasn't. He was there the whole time, dominated the fight. So now we have a new light heavyweight champion
Yep.
in Jamal
And you
Hill.
know, and he's going to stick around. He's not going to vacate it or anything. So I guess next for Jamal, I want to see him fight Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah, I think that's the fight to make next. Yeah, that that would be it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what else is going to happen in that light heavyweight division because I mean, who else would even be in the running right now? Because
Maybe Anthony Smith if he had another fight. Rakic when he comes back from injury. Let me look real quick. Those are like the top names I can think of.
light heavyweight's a little lacking.
Yeah. Let's see. Yuri, no, he kind of lost the fight to Magomed. Glover's retired. Oh no, Yuri's injured. Jan lost the fight. So unless it was like Rakic or Anthony Smith, those are the only other two that could eventually get a title fight. But yeah, it's a good spot because now he has to defend against pretty much everybody now.
Yeah. Do you see him doing pretty well against like a Ankalaev, for example?
It'll be competitive.
It'll be competitive. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because Glover, his ground game is really good.
Mm.
But an Ankalaev, I don't know. I think Jamal Hill can hold on to that title for a bit. I don't see him having like a really long reign.
Yeah, a few, maybe 2 or 3 title defenses, something like that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
for sure.
yeah, no, Uncle Ive would be a great fight for him. And now, yeah, Glover said he's gonna focus his time and energy on training Alex Pereira. So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Maybe
that'll be
teach him
fun.
how to grapple. That'll be cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited for that for sure.
Yeah, he'll be around.
So good main event, not super competitive, but it was good to see Glover just being as tough as he is
Mm-hmm.
and learning a thing or two about Jamal Hill now.
Definitely, I was definitely counting him out. I'll admit to that.
Same. No, same here. I
Yeah.
definitely had Glover. Um, do you want to go on to the co-main?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the and new finally again. Brandon Moreno gets the win, TKO by doctor stoppage. Was it in between the third and fourth round, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he gets the doctor stoppage. Super happy that Moreno won,
Oh,
obviously.
I
So we
was
got
so happy. I was like, "Yep, Doctor Stoppage. I'll take that win." It was good, and like honestly, even before that, Moreno was looking so good on his hands, his boxing.
oh
He
yeah, he
looked,
went straight up into the boxing training camp this time around and it showed.
yeah, he trained with Capetillo
Mm-hmm.
in Las Vegas, who's trained savages in boxing.
Fury, Canelo, Ruiz. Canelo too, right?
Yeah, yeah, for a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing. Yeah, when you mentioned him before, I saw him. I was like, I remember him being in Tyson Fury's corner for the Deontay Wilder trilogy fight. And I was like, oh, I've seen that guy. Yeah, but yeah, he definitely improved Brandon Moreno's game. Like Davison looked like he didn't know what to do. He
Yeah,
looked kind of
Moreno.
lost. He looked kind of like dazed and confused.
Yeah, last time around it looked like Figueiredo had made some good adjustments, but
That's the funny
Moreno,
thing. Yeah, because what is it? It's funny because it has to do with the coaching for sure. Moreno has always been with James Krause until now. He went with Capetillo to train, and and then Davison. He for the trilogy fight he trained with Henry Cejudo, and for this one he went back to Brazil.
yeah, that
So
could
yeah,
definitely
it
could have had
showed.
something to do with it for sure.
Yeah,
And Moreno just also looks like he got better. Like he just keeps
yeah,
getting better and better in different areas of his game. I think pretty much dominated Figueiredo.
yeah. I had it scored 3-0, but apparently
Yeah,
the scorecard was it 2-1.
I always thought it was going to be weird judging in Brazil anyway,
Yeah,
against Brandon. But I mean, even just the stats, Moreno had more total strikes by like more than double. It was like maybe I think it was more than triple
yeah.
total strikes landed. Let's see, he had 85 total strikes landed versus 24 for Figueiredo, and then control time 6 minutes and 52 seconds for Brandon Moreno.
Yeah,
So
basically 2 rounds or no, a round.
So
Yeah, no,
you
his ground
tell
game
me.
was good. There was that one spot though when Figueiredo caught him in a guillotine, but Moreno, like anytime he was in danger on the ground, he stayed calm. He
Calm,
didn't like
yeah,
flail or anything. He just stayed calm and just
got out of it.
just
Aside from that guillotine or two attempts that Figueiredo had, the other one that scared me was Figueiredo had a leg
that
lock.
heel hook. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he threw those illegal kicks on the ground, like
Yeah, he
this
kicked him. Yeah, he did. At
12
the
to
end of
6
the
heel.
first. Yeah.
He and then Moreno protested that, but nothing came about it. So I was happy with after that happened that when Figueiredo tried to contest an eye
Oh, and
poke
eye
during
poke.
that
Yeah, no,
punch,
no, it
that
worked.
Moreno just like charged at him because the ref didn't say anything. I thought that was
It
perfect.
was
I
a
was like,
legit
yeah,
knuckle. There was no eye poke at all, I think.
yeah. But I could see Moreno in the past, like maybe in the first fight, having stopped anyway without the ref intervening, just
Yeah.
sportsman like, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I liked that
Yeah.
like
Unless the ref gets in
attitude,
the
you know,
way,
like
yeah.
fuck you, like you've been talking shit and you did something illegal earlier, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
come at you now.
Yeah, you got a receipt for him. Shoot.
Hell yeah. So that was perfect.
So yeah, at the end of round 3, he catches him with a left hook to the eye, it cuts it, and it shuts it in between rounds.
Doctor stoppage and after that because he couldn't open his eye at all.
Yep.
And then that makes it a dominant quadrilogy,
Totally
I think,
dominant.
for Moreno because arguably could be 4-0 Moreno. Now that might be controversial for people, but if it's not 4, it could be 3-1. You know what I mean? Like,
I could say 3-1.
and either way, those if it was 2-1 right? Because the draw I think was pretty justified, but
Mm-hmm.
um, if it was 2-1 anyway, Moreno still looked the most dominant in the wins that he did have. He finished both. He got the submission and he got the TKO win. Figueiredo got the decision in the last one, which was a contested decision, and then they had the draw. So Moreno
Yep.
comes out looking like the better one of the two in this quadrilogy. I don't see a need for a fifth fight.
Now there won't be because Davidson's moving up to bantamweight now.
Yeah, which I don't know who he's gonna beat at bantamweight. Oh wait, bantamweight. Never mind. I thought he was going. I was thinking.
Featherweight?
Yeah,
No.
we all right.
He's got let's see, a bantamweight. That'd be interesting because, at bantamweight it's supposedly rumored that it's gonna be Aljamain against Henry Cejudo next, but I don't know who would be a good debut fight. Because let's see, at bantamweight we did have the announcement of Piotr Jan is taking on Marab.
Yeah,
And
that's a
then
good one.
Marlon's fighting Corey. And I think Rob Font already has a fight too.
Yeah, he's fighting. Who did he get? Was it Yanez?
Maybe.
I think it's Yanez. Yanez
Okay.
versus Rob Font, which is a great fight.
Oh yeah, that's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's a
At
good one.
287, yeah. But yeah, this is a weird one unless he waits a bit. I don't want to see him fight like Dominic Cruz.
No,
But I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
what if he fought like Chris Gutierrez or like Umar?
I'd like to see him fight like Pedro Munoz or Ricky Simone. Somebody like top like number 10, not 15.
Okay, for sure.
At the top of the 10 because he's a former champion. Don't make him like climb from the bottom.
Yeah, it's just that like literally the top 6 guys are all taken.
Yeah, they're occupado. Yeah. So yeah, that'd be something cool to look forward to. And then Brandon get some rest and then make his title defense against I know before he's mentioned that he'd be interested in running a fight back with Alexander Pantoja.
Yeah.
He did beat him before. Pantoja beat Moreno before. Other than that, he already beat Kai Kara France and Brandon Royval. There's nobody else there right now.
Yeah, aside from Pantoja, I could see like Alex Perez, but not a whole lot of
Nothing too. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why Figueiredo and Brandon have fought each other a lot this time. I mean, not only do they come up with like great fights, but they're also the best 2 guys in that division. It kind of gives me like the same scenario as like middleweight, with
Like, I would want to see oh man, it would be a dream if they brought back Mighty Mouse.
that would be I don't see it happening, but
But yeah, that's not gonna happen.
cool.
That's just I'm just dreaming. Man, he has the 2 literally best flyweights ever.
Yeah, that would be so sick.
But that's never gonna happen. I could just keep dreaming about that. Yeah.
So we get coming into 2023, Brandon Moreno, champ for sure. I'm excited because we did get announced that Alexa Grasso will be fighting Valentina Shevchenko at
Yep.
UFC 285, most likely, and then Eden Aldana is supposed to fight
Amanda Nunes.
Amanda
Yeah.
Nunes as well, maybe
Dude,
in UFC
Juliana Pena
285
is
or after.
salty.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was
But
reading her Twitter. She's not happy.
Jair Rodriguez is fighting Emmett. Is that for an interim belt or
It's
is that just
interim featherweight.
you could potentially have four simultaneous champions from Mexico right now in the UFC in 2023, and that is super exciting to me.
That's very exciting. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, so we got
Because
one down.
we got 1-3 to go, but yeah, I hope it doesn't end up like UFC Africa.
Oh, where they all end up losing it
Oh
too at
yeah,
the same time.
yeah, they all had 3 champions, and then none of them are champion anymore.
Yeah, I
And
mean
you're
it's gonna
adding,
happen, but it's still huge if it does, especially if it's four of them. It's gonna be huge.
yeah,
And then, with the history in boxing that Mexicans have, I think it's good for the sport. It's
hmm
good for the growth in Mexico itself and Latin America in general. And it's just cool.
yeah,
So
it's good
okay,
times, good times,
yeah,
good
good
stuff.
times, hopefully. So let's go ahead and go on to the next fight down on the card. So we had Gilbert Burns against Neil Magny.
Ooh,
Gilbert Burns gets the round one finish via arm triangle and looked pretty dominant. I think it's
he
something he had to do.
he dominated Neil Magny, and dude, can you imagine the squeeze
Yeah,
that he had on him? Because for a legit, regular, normal arm triangle choke, you lock up the arms around the neck and whatever, and ideally you have to pass guard and get both your legs on the one side and
you're right.
flatten out, and then squeeze down. Dude, Gilbert
He was
still
in
had
half guard.
he was in half guard. He still had one leg caught by Neil Magny. He squeezed him, and Magny just tapped still. Dude, that's a squeeze.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only other person I've seen do that is Islam Makhachev. Like
yeah,
RDA's done that submission, but he always does it like outside of he's out of guard. But yeah, that's a hell of a squeeze by Gilbert.
yeah. I was waiting for Gilbert to jump over, to
Yeah,
get
I
out
was
of
like,
half
oh,
guard.
there goes the light. But nope, he kept the one. He just squeezes him. I was like, oh, that's cool. And
And for
then afterwards he does call out Colby Covington.
yeah, yeah, and that's gonna be exciting. That was a perfect
Uh,
call out. Um, I saw him say also in like an interview that
mm-hmm.
he needs to fight like a top five guys. The top five guys need to stop running from him, and that if he fights anyone that's not in the top five, that's what's going to happen. What happened to Neil Magny?
Yeah, I believe it because he did. He's the one that stepped up to Hamzat Chimaev, and
Yeah, in
then
an epic fight.
that was an epic fight. And then let's see, if Colby doesn't take the fight, it's got to be Jorge. That's
Yeah,
literally no excuse now.
but and according to
But yeah, Jorge's not even. He's like what, number 7 now?
yeah, I don't even know what he's ranked, but according to Burns, they're trying to do the Ultimate Fighter with Jorge Masvidal and Kobe Covington,
Oh
or
Jesus.
Kobe Covington and Gilbert Burns.
I do Covington and Burns because having Covington and Masvidal in the same area, I mean, it's gonna make for really interesting and fun TV. But they're gonna fight each other. It's gonna be like, remember when
Chael Sonnen
and
and
Vanderlei?
yeah.
It's gonna be just like that.
I
Oh
want
my
to
god!
watch that.
But it's let's keep Jorge out of jail. How about that?
I also don't think he beats Covington anyway.
Oh yeah, plus yeah, they already fought.
They already fought. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. He already got beat up by Colby. So yeah, I'd rather see Covington and Burns. That's the fight to make.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, dominant win.
Mm-hmm.
Made easy work of Neil Magny. So yeah, Gilbert Burns he's looking good. I mean, he had that really close fight against Hamzat. I think I'd have to rewatch it, but I feel like I remember thinking that Gilbert won that fight.
It could have gone either way. I think it was split, right? It was a split decision.
Might have been a split decision. That's how I remember. I remember it being very close and me thinking that Gilbert Burns won. So
good stuff.
Good stuff. Let's go on then to Lauren Murphy versus Jessica Andrade. A massacre. That wasn't a fight. That was a massacre. Andrade just dominated Lauren Murphy.
What's the score? 30-25. How does
30
that happen?
Yes.
30-25 unanimous. That's a whooping.
They scored a 10-8 round somewhere in there.
Nice.
Yeah. For Andrade. Justified. I mean, yeah, the
Dude,
stats.
she just beat the schnoz out of her. What the strike differential? Wasn't it like double or triple?
237
Yeah.
for Andrade, 103 for Murphy. Significant strikes, 231 for Andrade, 100 for Murphy. I mean, she just got murked, man. She got.
There was like no grappling, barely. Lauren tried to initiate it, but Jessica did great at escaping it. But yeah, no, she just pieced her up, standing up.
Yeah, Murphy looked like a Diaz brother, man. She was just getting fucked up and cut and everything. And Andrade was landing some bombs, dude. I'm surprised she didn't go down. That's the thing too. Like she was stuffing it out. Murphy was. So Andrade, looked really good. She's been in a title picture before.
Yeah, the thing is though, she said she wants to go back down. She wants to go take on Zhang Wei Li.
That'd be a
I mean,
decent fight, though.
she lost the belt to her, so I mean, you could always have that rematch. But I'm surprised she doesn't want to make a run still in the flyweight division. She wants to go back down to strawweight, maybe.
Yeah. What is she ranked on? She's ranked number 6 before whatever they're gonna change him up.
And then is she still even ranked in the strawweight division? Because that's possible to have, multiple rankings.
It doesn't look like she's.
Yeah, she's number 4.
Oh, you're right. She's ranked higher in strawweight.
Yeah, she's ranked in both divisions because she jumps up and down. So yeah, that'd be cool if she wants to make a run for that belt. Why not?
She could honestly go for either one and be just as competitive in both, I think.
Yeah. Just the difference is the weight cut is up, but whatever.
She's so strong.
Yeah.
Murphy's deceptively strong too. You could see when they were grappling, like she was strong in the grappling, but just
I wanted to see a slam. Not gonna lie, I wanted to see a slam.
Same. I wanted to see a finish. I wanted Andrade to finish.
See a slam.
But she looked super dominant, so that was cool to see from Andrade. But then moving on, I guess, to the next fight, the last fight, or the first fight of the main card, technically, the light heavyweight bout against Paul Craig versus Johnny Walker.
Ruined my parlay.
Yeah, ruined a lot of people's parlays, I feel like, because
otherwise I would have been fine. This is one fight.
I didn't expect it to happen like that. I mean, it looked bad. I mean, Johnny Walker made it look easy. Paul Craig looks like he didn't know how to wrestle. Like he wanted to get to the ground, but he
just grabbed his leg.
Yeah, he just held on to it.
He was holding onto it, and then Johnny just used his long limbs and just popped him.
It was so weird. I don't know why Craig didn't disengage from the single leg.
No, I think he was thinking if he could like drive and push forward, he could get it maybe, but Johnny Walker's really lanky and strong.
It looked really just bad. I feel like he didn't have a good. Yeah, he didn't have any good like technique with it to take him down. But Johnny Walker gets the win, so that's good for Walker since he, has had some bad knockouts.
Yeah, he was on a big hype train, then he got derailed and got his shoulder injured, but he's kind of coming back, so that's fun.
Yeah, he's on a 2-fight win streak now. Beat Kutelaba, now he beat Paul Craig. That's a pretty big win.
Yeah, he was number 12. Who could he fight next? I want to see him fight like Ryan Spann.
Yeah, I think that would be a good move.
I want to see him fight Volkan. Or see, he beat Paul Craig, who was number 9, so he's gonna probably take that spot.
Maybe a rematch versus Jamahalhill, but I don't think they give him a title shot already.
Nah, that's too soon.
Alive.
So I did he already fight Volkan? Maybe he could fight Uzdemir.
Maybe Uzdemir. Maybe Anthony Smith.
Yeah, why not? Any of those would be fun, but I don't really want to see him fight Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes needs to stay away for like another year.
Yeah, I think he's done. His best fight was against Jonjones, and I don't think he'll be back. He's been.
So yeah, any of those because Johnny already. I think he beat Jimmy Crute already or no?
Walker.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know.
Because I know he beat Khalil.
Yeah, he'd be Roundtree. No, I don't think he's fought whoever you just said.
Jimmy Crute, but either I'd like to see him fight either Volkan Oezdemir or Ryan Spann.
Solid picks. Paul Craig. That's
Let
two
the
in a
fight
row.
another day, yeah.
Two losses in a row. Lost against Oezdemir, now against Walker. So that kind of sucks for his hype train. All right, well, let's go down to the prelims. We had another retirement fight. Shogun
Yeah, this
Hua.
one was sad.
Yeah, another sad one, another bad way to retire from the sport. But like we said, it's pretty common. Shogun Hua loses TKO first round versus Puteria. Just bad. I mean, it just sucked to see Hua get.
He got hit with a hook, like kind of like around the ear. And it just took his his equilibrium went down. He just got beat up. Yeah, I didn't have my hopes up for Shogun because was it during fight week they showed a clip of fighters just doing tip ups with a soccer ball, and when they gave it to Shogun, he started doing it and he's the only one that fell over.
Yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus Christ, this is the guy. But no, yeah, feel bad for him. Igor gets his first UFC win against the legend, but
Going back to, so he does retire. He puts his gloves down.
Mm-hmm.
There were not, going back to the Brazil fan rant that I was starting earlier.
Yeah.
The fans weren't really there yet for Hua, but there was still a lot more fans there for Hua when he retired than for Glover. When Glover was announcing his retirement, people were like mad.
As soon as that
it was
fight got
empty.
Yeah, everybody left the arena as soon as the fight ended. Nobody stayed.
Now I did hear that it was like 3 a.m. in Brazil at the time,
So,
but still,
Saturday.
you're already out. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not working Sunday.
So I thought that was bogus. And then again, like, not only was it kind of thought quiet and like the fans weren't super into it and they weren't like there the whole time and left early for Teixeira, but then also like the throwing stuff at Moreno, I thought was like,
That's bogus. Just rude.
not that it's not, it's something they typically see in like other places. Like I know that it happens in soccer games all the time, and like I think it's happened in Mexico too, but it was just I don't know.
It'd be one thing if like they cheated to win, but no, their guys lost legitimately.
Right? Yeah, there was nothing to contest there. I didn't think
You
it
gotta
was
learn
funny.
how to lose. You gotta learn how to lose. You can't just be, no.
But also, like, you not even respect your own. Like, even though Teixeira lost,
That too.
they should have stayed. You know what I mean? Like, that was bogus. So yeah, Brendan said it best. Viva Mexico Perros, and left, and then got shit thrown at him the whole time, popcorn and beer. So that was just shitty, but also just like the general vibe. Like I said, like I didn't sound loud or anything, but anyway. So yeah, Shogun Hua retires. It's about time, and then obviously it was not in a good way. So we can go on to the next prelim fight. I think if we're done.
Oh yeah,
one. A big surprise for me because I totally thought okay, so what's his first name? Gregory, right? Gregory Rodriguez.
RoboCop, man.
RoboCop versus Bruno Ferreira. I thought RoboCop was going to take this by knockout.
Especially because this card, it was full of so many debuts, a lot of Brazilian debuts, and along with so many others. Yeah, it stunned us all.
Yeah, Ferreira was off of the Contender Series. This was his first fight outside of Dana White's Contender Series.
Yeah.
Gets a knockout in the first round against Gregory Rodriguez, a sick knockout too.
It was just a cross, a left cross. That was it.
But he
just
set it up. So he got out of the way of one of Gregory's punches. I don't remember what his punch was, but he got out of the way of it. And then he feinted like two times, threw a punch, but like missed. But it was almost seemed like a setup, or he just retracted in time.
I think he retracted because the whole first round, Gregory was just doing Gregory, but Bruno was throwing a lot of hooks. He was a lot of looping punches. I was like, dude, clean that up. Dude, throw straight. Don't be here, be here. And as soon as he did that, he just caught him straight, just knocked him out cold.
Yeah, cold for sure.
Oh,
First round
there was
knockout.
no ground and pound. Nothing. He just went straight on his back, just out.
Yeah. That sucks though for RoboCop, just because he had such a good last year, such great fights.
A lot of great moments, man.
Yeah, a good, an awesome comeback.
Hmm.
Um, so starts off the year with a
Yeah,
loss here. Yeah, another cut. I think he got cut up yesterday too.
maybe not that bad though. I think his nose was leaking, maybe or something. But yeah, no, he got slipped.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the next or the fight before
Yeah,
that, Thiago Moises gets the win against uh, Costa.
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek, Costa, who also made his debut, right? It was his
Yeah.
first UFC fight.
But it was also a short notice fight for him. He was a replacement fighter.
Yeah. Moises gets the rear naked choke finish in the second round. Um,
That was not even under the chin.
no, he tapped prematurely. I think he probably felt the pressure on
He's
his
just like, yeah,
jaw
this is it. Yeah.
and just didn't like the pressure on his jaw and tapped. So Thiago Moises gets the win there.
Thiago Moises is even ranked.
I don't
He's,
know.
he's a lightweight.
Lightweight is so stacked though.
I know it's hard to be ranked there, but okay. Maybe I was thinking before he might have been ranked, but hey, I don't know who he could fight if not a number 15 opponent or something like that. I don't know.
Drew Dober.
Yeah, Grant, Dober, Moicano, anybody, but Dan Hooker, why not?
Yes.
But yeah, otherwise I don't know who he could fight. I don't know unranked fighters like that.
Yeah, same here. And who knows what'll happen with Costa if he'll stay in the UFC or if he'll just keep
I'm
fighting
sure
at
they'll give him
welterweight.
like one more fight, maybe eventually, just because he stepped in for them. So
Yeah, Thiago Moises is pretty good, pretty good. So, um, well, next one on there, one of the Bonfim brothers, both of them fought
debuting,
today
yeah.
and had an awesome showing. So Gabriel Bonfim was in this fight. He gets the submission via guillotine choke against Lazace. Munir
Near Lazace
Lazace. Yeah, first round
in the first minute.
guillotine choke. Yeah, 49 seconds in. Not like even below a minute. Um, just yeah, how much more dominant can you get, right?
Just
Guillotine
got a
choke.
guillotine and just I put a squeeze on him. Guy went for it. He just got squeezed. So
And he does that, not too long after, just a couple fights after his brother. What's his brother's first name? His brother's first name is Ismail.
Ishmael.
Ismail Bonfim, who got a sick knockout flying knee against Terrence McKinney.
Dude, Terrence McKinney went to sleep. He took the knee. It was against the fence. Took the knee. Just face planted, man.
Yeah, it might have been one of the worst knockouts of the night.
Yeah. He went to sleep. I saw that. I was like, oh my god. And Terrence Kenny is on a big hype train as a big prospect, and he just gets floored like that.
Yeah, and he was talking a lot of shit before.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he looked like he didn't know what to do about Bonfim's stand up for a while. He looked like he was wanting to run away from him.
Did he? Because usually, yeah, Terrence has had some pretty cool like stand up knockouts. Didn't he take out a Matt Fragola or something? Like that. I don't
Yeah,
remember who he knocked out.
he knocked out but he got knocked out by Drew Dober. Had a couple submission wins before this also. But yeah, the Bonfim brothers, they looked really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a sibling duo back in the UFC, and one's at lightweight, and the other one's at welterweight. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. The only other one that I can think of right now is that had a really good performance was Jailton Almeida.
Yeah,
Dominant win against Shamil Abdurakhimov. I don't even know how to say his name.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
That
Jailton
guy.
Almeida, though, he looks legit, dude. He looks like he'll be a contender at light or at heavyweight for the title in 3 fights.
Yeah,
2, 3 fights, and
he'll be good.
He'll be a good contender.
Yeah, let's put him up against like number 15 in that one. Give him somebody. or some scrub. You know, the type of guys that they used to feed to Greg Hardy.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, he's probably gonna be ranked because Jamil was number 15.
All right. So he's definitely gonna go up after that win, probably.
Yeah. And let's see, I think Blagoy Ivanov has a fight already. Alexander Romanov, Sergey. I don't know. I don't know who we can make him fight.
Well, yeah. Do you have any other fights you want to talk about this UFC 23 card?
No, I think the highlights were all in the prelims and the main card for sure. There's nothing else in the early preliminaries.
Yeah, pretty good night for the most part for the Brazilian fighters on the card, but obviously they don't get the win at the end with the main two fights on the card.
Yep.
But UFC 283 pretty good first pay-per-view back for the UFC. And no fights next weekend, no UFC fights next weekend.
Right.
We're gonna wait until February 4th for the Lewis versus Spivak card.
Yeah, I'm looking at that card right now. There's literally like maybe 3 fights on there that kind of interest me a little bit. It's kind of a
Korean Superboy
yeah. He's coming back finally.
coming back. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been injured or he had to go do military service or something. I don't know, but he's back and he's always fun to watch.
Devin Clark's on the card too.
Yeah,
Ivanov, Tybura Ivanov could be a knockout in that fight maybe.
Ivanov is very durable, so I think Tybura would be the one to finish in that fight. And then, of course, the main event, Derek Lewis and Spivak being rescheduled from before. That's an interesting fight because Derek, he can knock anybody out. He's got the record for most knockouts at heavyweight. But the one thing on this fight is Sergey Spivak has a lot better grappling than Derek Lewis.
And probably better cardio.
Anybody has better cardio.
But, they got what's his name? Tatsuro Taira, that guy. He's like the first fight on the card, but I remember him beating Vergara in a pretty good fight. CJ Vergara.
Okay.
That's like the first fight on the card. He's fighting a Mexican dude named Aguilar.
Jesus Santos Aguilar. Okay. All right. That's something to look forward to. Otherwise, yeah, it's a lot of I'm not even gonna try to pronounce all these names.
Oh yeah, for real. There's like a lot of, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, some Russian fighters on there.
A lot of Asians and Europeans on this card.
Yeah. It's in Vegas.
Yeah, at like midnight. So I don't know. Is there something going on that day?
Oh, you're right. It is. The main card starts at 11 here. I don't know.
Yeah, midnight for me, but yeah, nuts.
Crazy. Yeah, I see Lewis taking that fight. Well, actually, no. I take it back. I see Spivak taking that fight.
A polar bear.
Yeah.
Either way, it'll be a while before anything else happens in that division too. So hey, have at it. I wouldn't be mad at either who wins.
Picks real quick for this card would be, I think, Spivak.
Okay.
Jung. Tybura. And Choi.
Yuho Choi. I don't know. We'll see. Kyle Nelson. Who that is?
Right. I have no idea.
He's lost his last. Oh my God. He's lost his last 4 out of 5 fights.
Wow.
He lost to Jai Herbert, Billy Quarantillo. He beat Polo Reyes. Lost to Matt Sales and Carlos Diego Ferreira. So yeah, they're giving Duho Choi a good one.
Yeah, well, Duho Choi, he hasn't fought since 2019, and he had been on a 3-fight losing streak.
That too. Well, let's see. He had that war. Yeah, the first one was that war with Cub Swanson, dude. That was a fight of the year in 2016. That was a banger.
That was in 2016?
Yeah.
Dude, that makes me feel old.
And then he took 2 years off for a year, fought Jeremy Stevens, got finished by him. Then he got finished against Charles Jourdain. Why was he out so long?
Probably, I mean, it could be what you said, something about military service,
Yeah, because
or
that happened to the zombie too.
yeah, or it could also just be that he was young and they were putting him in wars and they wanted him to like take a break,
Yeah.
work on some skills. Um, could be anything, but yeah, that's like that's a 4 year layoff.
We'll see what he looks like.
Yeah, hopefully better because he was a prospect and he looked really good in that Cub Swanson fight. But
I
that Cub
remember that.
Swanson fight took out something out of him.
I did, dude. Go watch that fight if you haven't. That fight
Yeah,
was
it's a sick
nuts.
fight. Yeah.
I hope they post that up. But yeah, what else do we got?
I think that does it for UFC Fight
Until the
Night.
next pay-per-view, yeah, until
Yeah,
284 in Perth.
Makachev versus Volkanovski.
The
We'll
land
talk
down
about
under.
that later on because that's going to be
Yeah.
a whole episode. That's a stacked
Oh,
card. I'm
it's a
excited for
stacked
that one.
card. Yeah. And then let's see. On the boxing, because things have been getting interesting and warming up. So we've
Yes.
got, of course, our fights in next weekend. We've got, of course, we've been mentioning before, Artur Beterbiev and one of the Charlos. I don't know which one because they're twins. And it doesn't help that their names are off by one letter.
Right. Yeah.
Jamal or Jermel. I don't know. I don't know which one's which. But they're fighting. But announced for February, Tyson Tommy Fury against Jake Paul finally.
Yeah. Finally,
February
Jake Paul fights
25th.
a
Yeah,
boxer.
that's on his skill level and like on that can match him equally.
And that's going to be so that's interesting because I know Jake Paul just got a deal with PFL. But this is going to be completely separate from that. It's going to be like a
Yeah,
boxing fight, right?
yeah,
With Showtime, probably.
yeah. It's not like a hybrid or anything like that. No,
Okay.
it could end up on the zone also too because Tommy Fury's it could be either one on the zone or Showtime most likely though. But yeah, it'll be
It,
fun. Finally,
it'll be interesting to see the difference.
I wonder where it's going to be at though because they were supposed to fight before, but Tommy had visa issues,
Yeah. Yeah, supposedly. I thought it was
and
fake,
that's when
but
the second Tyron Woodley fight happened.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see the difference between Tommy Fury, who even though he's not a super accomplished boxer, is still a professional boxer.
It was like 8-0,
Yeah.
four
So
knockouts, four decisions. So it'll be fun to watch. I'm there for it.
yeah. Can
I
you
want to see
imagine?
him get pieced up, but
You imagine if Jake Paul knocks him out?
I don't know if he can. This dude's big.
Yeah.
Tommy Fury is huge. But yeah, I'm here for that. And then also February 4th, the same night as the next fight night. It's Amanda Serrano taking on Erica Cruz for the undisputed featherweight championship at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, MSG. Okay.
The little theater though, not the big
Yeah.
arena. So that'll be fun though. Have Amanda finally be undisputed before she rematches Katie Taylor.
Yeah, I think that's the main fight we're waiting for.
Yeah, and she's definitely gonna, on paper, she's gonna dominate Erica Cruz, which sucks when you see a Mexican fighter get beat up. But Amanda's what 42 or 41, 40-3 or something like that, some crazy record.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Erica's like 15-1, so
Should
not
be a
even.
dominant win for Serrano. You're like a warm-up fight, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that one kind of snuck in, kind of low key, but yeah, that's at the beginning of February.
Then you mentioned earlier too, you got Caleb Plant versus Benavidez coming up in March. You said that got
That's penciled
announced.
in for March 25th. It's penciled in, and that's the plan. The winner of that supposedly will fight Canelo, ideally, but we'll see. But yeah, that fight penciled in March 25th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. That'll be a fun fight.
That's a good fight. Yeah, for sure.
That's a fun fight between like two people that were champion, no longer champion. This is a title eliminator. This is a fun fight.
Yeah, and then the potential for Benavidez to actually fight Canelo after everybody's talking about Canelo ducking him and stuff. So it'll be interesting. And Benavidez will fight somebody that Canelo already fought and beat.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good test. It's going to be a good one.
And plus Caleb Plant's coming off that crazy knockout of what's his face? Why can't I think of his name? Guy he just knocked out. and then Barry.
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, I forgot to.
Anthony Durrell. Yeah, how did I do that? Okay, but yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. And then some news on the Canelo front. Eddie Hearn revealed the plan is May 6th, Canelo will have a warm-up fight against who the hell? John Ryder, a British fighter. And
Yeah.
let's see. John Ryder is 32-5. He's a middleweight and super middleweight, and all of his losses have been to people that Canelo beat for all those belts on the road to undisputed. He's lost to what? He lost to Callum Smith, lost to Rocky Fielding, lost to Billy Joe Saunders. So these are all people that Canelo's already put a beating on. So this is definitely a tune-up fight.
Yeah, it's not a fight I'm excited about. It's not a fight that I think even I get that it's a tune-up fight, but it's not a fight that I think even makes sense for Canelo to take. But whatever.
And the way they explained it is to test out his wrist, his surgically repaired left wrist. See how
Oh, he
that's
just had
holding up.
surgery on it?
Yeah, because he was injured after that B-ball fight, and he was in like fighting injured. So this is coming off an injury. So yeah, test it out. Why not? Don't just re-injure that thing.
I guess so. Yeah. So is that it for boxing? I mean, I know we got the Tank
Between
versus
that,
Garcia fight, but that's like later on in like
and
April
then
or something.
the other plan for Canelo is in September. They plan on having him fight Dimitri Bivol in a rematch, but this time at super middleweight.
Yeah, so making B-ball
Come
cut
down.
a little bit. Good for Canelo. What do you think happens if Canelo wins? They do a trilogy?
Maybe, but at that point, like, what weight do you even do that at? What it would be for? Because he
Right.
can't beat him. He can't beat him at light heavyweight. And at super middleweight, yeah, Canelo's got the advantage because he's going to be fighting a trained Dimitri. So I don't know. It's a weird spot, but either way, I don't think they make one because after that, he's going to have the mandatory against either Plant or David.
Benavidez.
Yeah.
True that.
So I don't know. It's a weird spot, and of course with Canelo, we take it year by year because that'll be it for him for this whole year if he fights May and September.
True.
Yeah, and then let's see some random rumors here and there about who Anthony Joshua is going to fight next, and then also between Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder. Just they're both sparring and training, so we'll see what goes on in that heavyweight division. And then I did earlier see a video of Tyson Fury calling out Francis Ngannou.
Oh yeah,
for a hybrid fight. Yeah, they want it.
a hybrid fight.
Tyson wants to do. He said it's going to be boxing, but he wants to do it in a cage and with 4-ounce gloves.
Okay, I still don't like that for Francis, but whatever. I would watch it, even though, dude,
I don't know.
Tyson would fuck up anyone.
Oh, and he said, he said the special guest referee would be Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Imagine those three in a cage. Oh my god.
Nah, you see, like anything, if it's just boxing rules, Tyson Fury is gonna piece up anybody.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if they let, like clinching and like
it'll be like boxing clinching, not like there's gonna be no Muay Thai in there. Don't even.
Right, like you could use some knees, some leg kicks. That'd be fun.
No. That's a fun little hybrid fight. It'd be good to get Francis some big money.
Yeah, they left it open, like they could have Francis come back to the UFC after he, is happy with whatever he did outside of the UFC. Like if make some money doing the boxing thing and then decides to come back to UFC.
I don't want to see him on the zone fighting a bunch of scrubs or like.
I don't want to see him at Knucklemania, BKFC.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think that they let the door open for him because after that interview that he, came out and spoke about what he wanted and what they didn't want to give him.
Right.
I think they're like, yeah, never mind. You can kind of come back if you want. Doors open, but yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks, but
yeah.
Well, is that if that's everything for boxing,
now,
I think that's pretty much it too for UFC. So there's not going to be anything next week, but February 4th we have the the Lewis versus Spivak card, and then the boxing, the Serrano versus Cruz fight. When's the Paul versus Tommy Fury?
March 20.
Oh,
Or
not until
no,
March.
February 25th.
Oh, okay, February 25th. So yeah, so then we'll come back around next time. We'll talk about the Lewis fight night card, and then we'll preview the Makachev versus Volkanovski card, which should be a good one because
That's gonna be
a stacked card.
stacked and crazy. I'm excited for that. And then after that, we got jonjones
Yeah, we'll be at T-Mobile Arena live
live.
checking out the Jonjones fight, and that should be a good episode too. That's
Cool.
that stacked card.
That's gonna be a fun time. All right.
They ain't no
All right, man,
When
well-
I pull up, I clear the block out. Keep me a shorty, he'll break a jaw, call him knockout. Thought he a cheater, but ain't a thing that I don't know about. Spin on the odds, but this season been a shutout. Learn from the best, I can keep my money, I can show out. They ain't reach change, cause they know I keep the pole out.